I'm still using the minoxidil foam nightly in my crown, my temples, and my nape. I want to go back to the liquid because the liquid was really what seems to be keeping the hair loss at bay. The foam has never been as effective for me. So I'm ordering a new type of minoxidil that I found on Amazon, and I will update you guys on that in the next video. It's a 5% liquid that people are saying is less irritating. I guess it's more of an kind of an oily serum type minoxidil, so we'll see. But I have been using the foam on my eyebrows. I have nothing on my eyebrows right now, and a few weeks ago I noticed my eyebrows were thinning out again because I hadn't been, daily putting my foam on. So I went back to putting the foam on daily, and this is 3 weeks later, and my eyebrows are visible again. So I'm really, really happy with that. If you have thinning eyebrows, try some 5% minoxidil foam once a day on your eyebrows, and they should come back in within 2 to 3 weeks. Because I don't like using eyebrow pencil, I like a natural brow. And let me put some of this foam on my eyebrows, and it really, really grows your eyebrows. What finally stopped the itch for me, you guys? Was it turmeric, which I've been taking for months to calm the inflammation? Was it Nizoral shampoo? That only works for about a day. Was it the Nizoral psoriasis cream? No, that's not made for my scalp and it would burn. The Nizoral itch relief drops? Temporary fix. T-cell shampoo? No. Tea tree shampoo? Temporary soothing. Scalpicin, I kept it by my bed to douse my head. Didn't work. Aloe vera gel, rosemary oil, this oil, that oil, fenugreek, lavender, tea tree, castor oil. The elixir, the golden one, by Curly Proverbs. None of these worked. Pumpkin seed oil taken internally. Omega-3 fish oil. No, 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 no! Welcome back, guys, to my channel, Styles by Char Michelle. Today I want to talk about an update on my hair. It's been 2.5 months since I shaved my head in mid-April. Today is, in mid-February. Shaved my head in mid-February, and today is April 29. So 2.5 months later, after shaving my head with a number 1 clipper, this is the growth that I've got going on. Let me show you what's happening in the back. So dealing with CCCA can be an uphill battle. And I feel like I had some progress a few weeks ago, but I'm seeing some thinning again in the crown. So it seems like I'm having another flare up, another setback. But I do have some good news. My last few videos have been addressing the itching that I'm going through, and it's been getting progressively worse. I would be in bed, it'd be midnight, it'd be 1 a.m., and the itching would just intensify and intensify. And I was having to get up every night and wash my hair with my Nizoral shampoo. And that would give me relief for about 24 hours. But then I'd have to wash my hair all over again. And not because my hair was dirty, but because my scalp was itching so badly. And I started to feel like it was drying out my hair. One time the itching was so bad that I ran to the bathroom to grab this new product that I got. The Nizoral Scalp Itch Relief with 1% hydrocortisone, an anti-itch liquid. And it had been helping, but this time it was itching so bad, and I had been scratching a lot. So instead of opening the bottle like this and putting a few drops in my hair, I was in such a frenzy and wasn't really thinking. I was in a panic, and I opened the whole thing without even realizing it and dumped half the bottle on my burning, scratched up head. You know, I had been scratching and scratching for several minutes until I finally gave in, got out of bed, and ran to put some of this on. So when I opened the whole bottle and dumped half of it on my head, I was in shock. I felt it pouring down my face, pouring down my neck, getting it in my eyes. That stings. And then it was making my scalp burn because of all the scratching I had done. It probably hit those scratches and, you know, my irritated scalp. And instead of giving me cooling relief, so much on my head all over, just burned and burned. So I had to run to the tub and shampoo out my hair. And so that was half this bottle gone. It was just too much at once. But I am so tired of an itchy scalp. Day in, day out, I've tried so many oils. I've taken pumpkin seed oil to help calm the inflammation. I've taken cod liver oil to help calm the inflammation. Those are some things I've internally done. And you see the collection of oils that I have that I've been dousing my scalp with, which has only made the problem worse. The more oil that I put on my scalp, the worse my scalp would itch. I've learned to keep oils off of my scalp unless I'm doing like a 10-minute, 20-minute deep conditioning treatment mixed with conditioners. So I have a lot of oils that I mixed up, you know, lavender, rosemary, all these tea tree and other growth oils. And I don't want them to go to waste. I still feel like they have a place, but for me it's only going to work on a temporary deep conditioning treatment situation. It's not something that I can leave on my scalp for hours on end because the itching just intensifies by the hour when I leave oil on my scalp. And I've said it before, I've noticed that my white friends, they don't constantly oil their scalps and grease their scalps, and their hair grows. You know, I think that, you know, just because our scalps, you know, we're African Americans and, you know, it's a cultural thing with us, I don't think oil grows hair. I finally realized that oil doesn't grow hair. Oil might, you know, help promote some moisture if you use it with water, you know, help give a protective coating. I believe oils still have their place, but like I said, when I look at my white friends, they're not constantly slathering their hair in oil and slathering their scalp in oil. And so many of them, their hair just grows effortlessly. And you know what they're doing? They're keeping their scalp clean. So I've been struggling with this for years, and, you know, I would love to have hair, you know, bra strap length or past my shoulders. And I've been striving towards that end for years. But CCCA, centrifugal cicatricial alopecia, has definitely slowed down my progress. But I think that clogging my scalp with oils has also slowed down my progress. So I finally found something that's working for the itching, and I want to tell you what that is. I want to give out a shout out to Tiffany McCullum. Thank you so much, Tiffany McCullum 7737, for commenting in one of my videos that what was working for you was Zyrtec. Zyrtec. And I just happened to have some Zyrtec in my nightstand, and I considered her comment. I wrote back to her and told her I would think about trying the Zyrtec. And then a couple days later, I saw that I had happened to have some Zyrtec. Actually, it's a generic brand in my nightstand. And I said, why not? Let me try it. So that first night I took the Zyrtec, and within an hour or so, I felt like I could feel a difference. Now I've been on Zyrtec for about 4 days, and I haven't washed my hair in 4 days, and the itching is 99% gone. Thank you so much for that commenter. This is why these videos can be so helpful, why I'm on here trying to discover answers, trying to share answers with you guys, and trying to help myself as well as others when it comes to these problems. So I'll probably wash my hair tonight just because it's been 3 or 4 days. And you know, my scalp could probably use a nice cleansing, and my hair could use a good deep hydration with a nice shampoo. But thank you so much to the commenter who said that Zyrtec helped her sometimes when she had itching. She said that she didn't necessarily have CCCA, but that sometimes she used this for the itching, and I'm going on day 4, and it has worked wonders. I am so happy to have been able to try this and find an answer for now that stops the itching, and hopefully that will help me be able to go back to my liquid minoxidil without so much itching and irritation. We're gonna figure this all out, but the itching was getting so bad I was about to lose my mind. So I'm just going to be giving my hair a little moisture. So look, we have cats, and sometimes they run amok chasing each other and destroying things, and it looks like my son put this thing on blast. Oh my goodness. So I just blasted myself in the head with this thing, water everywhere. There we go. Just a light mist. I used to have the continuous spray bottles. The first one I had put some conditioner in it, and that like immediately was too much for it, and it clogged its little nozzle hole. And then the other one I had for several months, and I was enjoying that continuous spray bottle, but I think some hair got in there or something, because all I ever put in there was water, and I couldn't get it to work anymore. It wouldn't really squirt anymore. So no more continuous spray mist bottles for me. I'm done with that fad, and I'm gonna go with the tried and true water bottle that always works. And then now that I've softened up my hair, because you can see it's kind of gotten long enough where if it's completely dry, my pick will stick. And I don't want to rip out any hair, so now I've started wetting my hair before I put the pick through it, and that's been encouraging. I use the Sexy Hair Healthy Core Flex leave-in conditioner. It's kind of a light cream. I usually just open it up like this because I don't like the way it squirts out of the bottle. So I just kind of rub some in my hands like this. Rub it through my hair, and I try to keep it more on my hair and less on my scalp, because like I said, clogging my follicles with anything, coating my scalp with anything, just seems to encourage more itch. And even with the Zyrtec, if my scalp isn't itching, I don't think that means that clogging my follicles is a good thing. But I do want to keep my hair moisturized. It's really felt dried out lately because I've been afraid to put anything near my scalp, and I've been washing my hair daily. But now that I can go 2, 3, 4 days without washing my scalp, and the itch has calmed down, it's gone. Last night I was driving home from work, and I didn't even realize that I wasn't patting myself to death in the head on my drive home, because usually I have a wig on for work, and I'm just, when I get in the car to go home, I'm just patting. And then I rip the wig off, realizing that, hey, I gotta scratch. But last night I drove all the way home without the crazy patting, and when I got home I said, was my scalp itching? Was I doing any of the patting? I don't think so. Because I would try to stop myself before, when I realized I was doing it, and I'd tell myself, stop hitting yourself in the head. And then, you know, a minute later I'd realize I was doing it again, just subconsciously. So it's like a habit that I've had to break, because even if it's not itching, I might find myself patting my head just out of habit. So here's my little TWA. I have made some progress. We're still struggling a little bit in the crown, but now that the itching problem has resolved for now, I'm going to keep taking one Zyrtec each night before bed. You take one about every 24 hours, and that's been working for me. So if you have itching that's been driving you mad, you might try taking some Zyrtec. Maybe Claritin might work better for you, but I did read online that Zyrtec is very good for scalp itching. Thank you for watching, guys. My birthday is May 30. Please like, comment, subscribe below. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by my birthday, May 30. Hit the like button if you've liked this content, and comment below if you have any experience with itching, any solutions that you found that really help, because all the concoctions and lotions and potions I've been pouring on my scalp just haven't done it. So finally I find that the allergy medication Zyrtec has really helped. Alright guys, please subscribe, have a wonderful day, and I will update you pretty soon as to what else I'm doing to calm the itch and grow back the hair. Thank you so much. Bye.